Hi folks, it's Caroline here from Herbs and Healing, and bear with me because this is my first Facebook Live I've done, and I'm making this short video. Let me get try and make me not look like a vampire. Sorry now. So, I'm making this video in response to a number of inquiries I've had in the last couple of weeks looking for St. John's wort to treat depression. So I thought making a video, you get a lot more information across, and if people have any questions, they can pop on here and ask. So St. John's wort, it's a native Irish herb, first of all. Small little yellow flowers, beautiful herb. But one of the difficulties is in the year 2000, it was removed from the shelves of health food shops and pharmacies by the Irish government, who were concerned about some of the possible implications and side effects of using the herb. Now, there are different ways of looking at that and who benefited from that, but it did leave a lot of people who used this herb to address low mood without being able to access it locally. As a medical herbalist, I have St. John's wort in my dispensary and I use it on a regular basis. But I use it in combination with other herbs in order to give a more holistic approach to treating, mood disorders, low mood, depression, and the like. So St. John's wort. There's a couple of things about this herb. It's known as the antidepressant herb, the herb for depression. I get many inquiries looking to buy St. John's wort because we can't buy it over the counter. And I don't sell St. John's wort as a single herb in tincture form to people like that. It's not something that I do, and I'm going to share why that is. So when we approach using plant medicine or herbal medicine with the mindset of an allopathic mindset, really, i.e. what herb is good for what condition, what herb is good for depression, what herb is good for high blood pressure. Although it can be looked at like this, something as complex as mental health, and in particular depression, needs a much more holistic approach rather than picking one herb that has most definitely can have an impact on people's moods. But picking a herb and thinking that that's going to solve a very complex situation such as depression is not only leaving people vulnerable, but it's also wasting an opportunity to really have a rounded, holistic approach to mental health. So when people contact me looking for St. John's wort, if they're looking to buy the herb, the single herb, I say, absolutely, that's, you can work away and do that. I don't sell it, but I tell them where to get it. You can buy it online. You can buy it in Northern Ireland for people who are near the border, but I don't dispense it from my dispensary as a single herb. What I do say to them is, there's no silver bullet response to any situation or any illness. When we're looking for a herb that's going to cure, fix, solve a complex issue such as depression, we're going to be let down. So what do we do? The best way to use herbs like St. John's wort is in combination with other herbs that are going to give a more rounded approach. So, we may combine it with herbs for sleep. We may combine it with herbs for anxiety. We may combine it with herbs for digestion. We may combine it with herbs for the lymphatic system, if there's an issue there with the clearing out the system. And that is the best way to use herbs in an effective way. So when people contact me about St. John's wort, what I say to them is either buy it yourself, come see a practitioner, get a fuller approach. And also you've got to remember that a lot of mental health issues, including anxiety and depression, have a very strong mind aspect, obviously. And in order to get the best results, people really need to be looking at getting support in other ways besides pharmaceutical, herbal. That might be counselling, that might be some kind of family support, that might be some kind of group support, meditation, and looking at a fuller, more rounded picture. So that's what I wanted to share in response to the inquiries I've had around buying St. John's wort. If you have any other questions on this, my Herbs and Healing Natural Mind Body Forum Facebook group, there is a regular post on there to ask questions, ask the herbalist questions, and I will respond either in the comments or make a short video like this. Okay, hope that's been useful.